Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Rabbi Aharon Attitude Adjustment. Now, last week I might have given some erroneous ideas, and I'm sorry if I did. I actually had people contact me and said, well, if I can do this hitbodedut and I can talk to Hashem in my own native language, why would I want to do anything more? Why do I need to do anything more? I think you missed one of the things I said also. I told you do hitbodedut. You be very grateful for everything you have, and you show that gratitude. You be you show remorse for the things you've done wrong, and then you can ask for things. And one of the things you really need to ask for is a desire to be able to do more, because Hitbodedut is not the end. It's a great beginning, but it is not the end. For any of you who have hobbies, or you're in sports, or even at work or college, you find as you progress along the road in whatever it is that you're talking about, the sport, the hobby, the education, the work, whatever it is, you find there are nuances that you didn't know about earlier, but you learn about as you go on. And the more you pick up on these nuances and the more you avail yourself of them, the better you do in your hobby, your sport, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So let's look between the lines for just a moment, okay? Now, when I say you need to ask Hashem to give you the desire, it's so you'll be able to do more. We talked about the fact that the prayers that we read in the book, the ones in Hebrew, which you could do in English if you don't know Hebrew yet, those prayers were put together by people who have a tremendous connection to the Creator of the universe, because they learn from their teachers, who learn from their teachers, who learn from their teachers. There's no breaks. One of the things that makes Judaism keep going on is the fact that for over 3,000 years it is virtually the same religion, making adjustments as needed for things that are not possible to be covered. For example, back at the time the Ten Commandments were given, who would have thought about covering any kind of laws on cars? Therefore, somebody had to make some kind of ruling on that based on everything that they had so far. Do you know how important it is to learn everything here? The Torah, that's the big scroll that we read on every Shabbos and on Mondays and on Thursdays. The 5 books of Moses, given to Moshe at Mount Sinai, has a lot of letters in it. Okay? It also has a lot of white spaces between the letters. Now here's something you probably didn't know. The sages tell us that those white spaces between the letters are every bit as important as the letters themselves. Now this gives us an indication how important it is that we do take advantage of being close to Hashem in other ways than just Hitbodedut. That the words are important too. And it's not just the words. They also tell us if you happen to be praying out of a siddur, out of a prayer book, that is from a different group than yours. There are literally thousands of different prayer books. That if you're praying out of one that is different than the one you normally use, you should either just use it as a guide and pray the way you normally pray, or you should follow it letter by letter, word by word, because it's not just the words of the prayer itself that reach Hashem. It's what's between the lines. Every dot, every vowel, every section of the prayer that you have, everything you see that's in that book has a meaning. And that meaning compounds itself with all the other meanings of the prayers for that particular time, for Shachris, for morning service, for Mincha, the afternoon service, or for Mari, the evening service. These all compound together to form one complete prayer. Now, leaving anything out, or not taking advantage of every single dot, every nakuda, everything that's in each prayer, puts you in a position where you don't get the full advantage of it. This is the ultimate. This is what you strive for. This is what you ask Hashem to give you the strength to do. Ask Him to give you the desire. If you don't understand and you don't like going to shul, you're not alone. There's a lot of people who sit there with you. And you don't want to go there if you're being there and you're resenting every minute you're there. So start by talking to Hashem. As you get closer in one way, you will, I assure you, want to get closer in other ways. How fast? How far? That's up to you. Because everybody is going to be different on this one. But look between the lines. Don't just take it at face value. Do everything you can to be close to the Creator of the universe. Remember, the more you give to Him, the more He wants to give to you. Think about yourself. If somebody you know is the kind of person who only contacts you when they want something, how likely are you to want to give them what it is they want? However, if you have somebody you know is constantly telling you how much they appreciate you, how much they like you, how grateful they are for everything you do, for everything you bring to their life, you want to do things for them. It's in your nature. Well, it says we're made b'tselem Elokim. We're made in the image of Hashem. And if there is no physical image to relate to, the only thing we can talk to is the midot, the traits. And those midot are the same with him as they are with us. So if you'd feel that way, think about the fact he'd feel a million times more that way. Having said all that, I want you all to have a great Shabbat. We're getting closer and closer to Pesach, so everybody enjoy this weekend and enjoy the coming week and prepare for Pesach. We should be preparing 30 days in advance for every new Chag, learning the details that go along with it. The details are where everything is, okay? Be well, my friends. All the best. Bye-bye.